Alright, hello Mech Bros and Mech Gals, this is Larsh. I'm coming to you today with a quick update. In today's update, I'm going to go over two things. One being the end of Mechtober Fest, and two, the introduction of the new Terra Therma map. Today's patch did bring in a bunch of new items, such as new decals, new mechs, new map, and a bunch of new other background fixes, but those have all been explained by Super Smacky, Smuggles Time, and I'm sure many others on there, so I will not go ahead and repeat any more info since they have already gone through that. Now I'm sure many of you have already logged into MechWarrior Online and you've already received all of your free swag from the MC to Seabells and the Beer Steins. So make sure to go ahead, pop them on and enjoy them, and also enjoy all the free money that you've been given. You may have also noticed the new mechs from the Loyalty Mech packages. These mechs have been explained in full detail on both MechWarrior Online and on YouTube, so again, no need to go through them. Last night marked the end of Mechtober Fest, which was the 17-day challenge for every weight class, as well as a daily challenge for playing in groups. PGI, if you are listening, I think this is the kind of event you want to have for future events. Myself and a few other players have actually been discussing the events as of late, and we think a good way to do it might be is to have one massive event for the whole entire month, and then spread out the dailies for each day. And then basically for each day you might get MC, you might get C-bills, you might get a decal or a supply cache or a key. I think there's enough items to be spread out to have one item per day essentially. Anyway, enough with events, I want to begin to talk about the new Terra Therma map. I, for one, was a fan of the old Terra Therma, so if you were the ones voting against it, and you saw a small percentage go from 0 to 5, yeah, that was me. I actually enjoyed the old Terra Therma. Now the new Terra Therma is like what any other new PGI map is. It is a larger, more detailed, expansive map. But unlike Frozen City and Forest Colony, this one adds, I think, a little bit more variety to it. So because this map is so large, I'm going to go ahead and try to divide the map into 3 different quadrants essentially. The first one being this wind turbine that comes up from the ground. So during the preview video, you could actually see that it would shoot some sort of air blast from the ground, along with a wind whoosh noise coming out of it. Whenever I went through it, I did find the turbine, but there was no wind coming out of it, there is no sound coming out of it. I'm not too sure if it's because there is times where this might turn on and off. Maybe I just came in during the off season of the wind turbine. If that's the case, then yeah, that's cool. Then we're going to have some environmental changes maybe based on time of day, which I encourage that. That's actually pretty cool. Now the second area is the caldera. Now if you recall in the first map, typically you would get the players who would say, charge the caldera, go to the caldera, and then we would go ahead and charge the caldera, and then when we would get there, no one would want to go in, and you would have players say, go into the caldera, please move, and then no one would go in, and you would just block the entranceway. Well, good news, PGI listened, and they went ahead and fixed it. And by fixed, I mean they removed the entranceways. So, whenever you go ahead and find the caldera, you'll find some narrow passageways that are going to go up to it, and if you look at it, the actual entranceways to the caldera, which were those giant on-ramps, are now completely missing. So, they listened to your pleas, they replied, and they've removed them. So they have fixed them, I think. So the only way to get in now is from the bottom area, and then there's the middle ramp in the middle. You're going to go up there, and that's about it. So the caldera is now a giant, in a sense, death pit caldera. It's a giant volcano because there's walls on all sides now. Will you go into it as often? You might not. You might use it as a place to hide out or snipe from. That might be what I think it's going to be the main purpose of the caldera, is that it's going to be a hiding, sniping area. Lastly, in here, there is a new area. I want to just call it just like a death pit or the Thunderdome or something. Well, it's not really a dome, but I want to call it the Thunderdome. So it's a multi-platformed area above some sort of like fire lava pit. It's pretty cool. So I think this is going to be where a lot of us are going to end up going to do the deathmatch. This will become a new area for maybe even private matches for death battles or Solaris matches, which will be interesting. So overall, I think PGI did a good job on the Terra Therma redo. This map had a lot of TLC put into it, with the designers putting in a lot of detail. The sound design is really good on this one as well. When you pass a river of lava, you hear the lava. If you hear the wind turbine, let me know. I'm sure it's there. And there is actually plenty of ground cover in this one now too. It's no longer the giant open expanse. They have these giant stalagmites or stalactites coming out of the ground, which gives you plenty of cover to duck and hide behind, which will add in a very interesting ground fight, which I am looking forward to playing. And lastly with this here is that they have an upcoming event, another daily, which I'm not going to go into a whole lot, but there's a daily challenge for, I think, if you play 6 days out of the next 10 coming up and you get a game match of 80, you will be rewarded a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern warhorn. Awesome, more swag. I always need it, I love it. So anyway, I think that wraps up everything I wanted to say. This has been Larsh, and to all of you mech warriors out there, keep it casual.